Oh yeah, you already know what time it is. You already know what's going on. I'm your host Cam Silver,
I am your co-host Kyle Silver,
and welcome back to another episode of the Silver Boys Podcast,
Christmas edition.
Christmas edition. Yes, sir, indeed. Man, um, last weekend we had the college football playoffs, the first round at least, two thriller games, and then two blowout games. NFL this week was crazy. Some of the craziest games that we have seen so far this season. So
Mhm.
let's get into it. So we just got done with week 16 in the NFL. Two more weeks left, ladies and gentlemen. Only a couple spots left in the playoffs, but right now, mostly everybody's fighting for a playoff seed. Well, a certain playoff seed that they will like. So on Saturday, we had the Eagles defeat the Commanders 29-18. With that defeat, the Eagles are now want to have are the first repeat champion in the NFC East in like over 20 years.
Oh
Yes.
wow.
Yes, the first one to repeat in over 20 years. Remember, no one repeated for like the longest time in the NFC East.
Yeah.
The Bears defeated the Packers in an overtime as Williams throws a beautiful dime to DJ Moore to end the game. The Vikings defeat the Giants 16-13. Saints defeat the Jets 29-6. Bills defeat the Browns 23-20. Titans defeat the Chiefs 26-9. Chargers defeat the Cowboys 34-17. Panthers defeat the Bucks 23-20. Bengals defeat the Dolphins 45-21. Texans defeat the Raiders 23-21. Steelers defeat the Lions in the thriller 29-24. Jaguars defeat the Broncos 34-20. Falcons
Mm.
defeat the Cardinals 26-19. Patriots defeat the Ravens 28-24. And then the Niners on Monday night defeat the Colts 48-27.
Nice, nice. I think who did the Chargers play again? Just remind me of that real quick.
Cowboys.
Yeah, so I just wanted to shout out to the Chargers real quick because 2 years in a row under Jim
I think so.
John
I,
under Harbaugh,
yeah,
under Harbaugh, two back-to-back seasons in the playoffs. Even with Justin Herbert being hobbled with that left hand injury, right?
yeah.
I
But he
think he
played a
looked.
good game though.
I was just about to say, I think he looked really good. And it looks like he's comfortable just playing with a messed up hand. But I got to give shout out where shout outs due to the Chargers. Because a lot of questions were being asked. Definitely if Justin Herbert could stay consistent.
Mhm.
I had these questions definitely. Can Justin Herbert stay consistent? Can that team stay consistent? Can they fight for a playoff spot? And they show me that they have. And I gotta just give credit where credit's due to the Harbaugh and them boys, definitely.
Yeah, most def. I would like to give a shout out to the Jaguars.
That was yeah. I'm glad we're on the same page. Go ahead.
That is a team that they started off real slow and everyone was a little iffy on them, but since they got Jacoby Myers, man, they've been almost unstoppable. Trevor Lawrence this past weekend against the Broncos, who the Broncos have arguably a top five defense. Lawrence was 23 for 36, 279 yards, three touchdowns, and he had six carries for 20 yards and a touchdown. I think the thing that I liked the most was the fact that he used his legs.
Mhm.
He just made things happen. He was not only, rushing to get extra yards, but also he was extending a lot of the plays. And he was making throws that you see high caliber that we've seen like high caliber playoff quarterbacks make.
Mhm.
Extending plays, getting out of the pocket, directing traffic. So Jaguars is a sleeper team in my opinion that I think that everybody should be waking up to real soon. I know that they are trying to finish out the season strong. As of right now, they are the number three seed, and yeah, they have the Texans on their tail right now. But if they could finish out strong, they should be able to clinch the number three seed and at least clinch one home playoff game, which would be huge for them.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. One more team I would like to give a shout out to is definitely the Chicago Bears, bro.
Mm.
Because like I'm getting chills actually just thinking about them and talking about them because it's like all it took was Caleb Williams, you know what I'm saying? Two seasons now to
Yeah.
to really make that team what it is. And I'm happy to see that team be what it is because there's so many like there were so many narratives going on and so much like talk about over the past I don't even know 15, 20 years like a constant carousel of coaches and for them to find consistency and then be able to fight for what are they number 2 in the playoff seating right now I think.
Yeah, yeah, in the NFC.
So come on, like Chicago wasn't. They was struggling to get to 5 wins for years on end. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
now look at them. I mean, and that's just something I have to give to Caleb Williams, the way he was able. And I'm just going to echo everything you just said
Trevor Lawrence.
about Trevor Lawrence extending the pocket, extending plays, getting outside the pocket, making just miraculous throws in times that they need to. Like I'm gonna say that that's also I think a sleeper team that can contend, especially with a team like a team like Detroit being so far down right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think on the what are they number 9? I think
I think they're 8, if I'm not mistaken.
8. Like they're almost like they're like I feel like they're on the outside looking in almost.
Oh no, they are. That's what number 8 means.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. Yeah, they're on the outside looking in, and I never thought that. I, I was severely underestimating the Chicago Bears and overestimating Detroit. You know.
I think we all were. For
Hmm.
me, Chicago, just coming in with, I think naturally how we think is just coming in with a brand new coach. You want to give them a grace period
Hmm.
where everyone is trying to adjust to the coach and the coach is adjusting to the players at their own speed, right?
Hmm.
But I think this year, something that Caleb Williams has been asking for since he had Matt Eberflus last year was he wanted to be coached harder. He wanted the
Hmm.
whole team to be coached harder, and I think that's what it is with Brian Johnson is that he comes in with new energy, new new coaching style that allows these players to not only just buy in but to grow
Grow and
as
show off
players and
show
show
off
off.
their talent as
Yeah.
much as like you know what I mean, as
Yeah,
much as they
yeah.
can.
One
And
thing, one thing that I say about that coaching staff is that they know how to put their players in the correct position in order for all of them to succeed.
and that's I think all just even if just as an NFL fan, like just not even as a particular sports team fan, as an NFL fan, like
Hmm.
that is something that I think that is one of the greatest things to see. Is like a player being asked like, yo, he wants something, he want to be coached harder, and then you bring in a guy that can challenge him coaching wise and progress him and evolve him a certain type of way. And
Right.
I love to see that for a team like Chicago, who's been down in football purgatory for you know what I'm
For
saying for
years now,
as
yeah.
long as I've been alive, essentially.
Um, one question for the Lions.
Hmm.
Do you think that their championship window is done as of right now?
As of this season,
As of, I'm not gonna say like this season, but over the next couple seasons, because the projected cap for them at least,
hmm
like salaries are gonna go up. Golf salary goes up.
on Rob,
St. Brown's goes up. You know, like the top
Jameer
guys.
Gibbs, you
Jahmyr
think?
Gibbs. Is he? I think he might still be on that rookie contract if I'm not mistaken. So
What about David Montgomery?
I think he have Montgomery maybe so. I'm not sure, but I know the top two guys
Hmm.
in Golf and St. Brown. I think if I'm not mistaken, Golf goes from like 35 to like 70. So yeah, like that alone right there, right? And then plus if they could somehow some way just figure out how to get the defense healthy, but then that's been the biggest problem since
Their defense
they've
hasn't been
been on
coming
this
to
resurgence.
play. I think like in then they have been in the recent like 2 years.
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
they just been injured. Like think about it against the
Yeah.
Steelers. The reason why they were giving up so many run fits, so many big time runs against Jalen Warren is
Hmm.
because of the fact that the safety, they don't have their starting safety. They don't have their backup safety. They have their backup to backup to backup safeties in.
Hmm.
So everyone was out of place the whole game. That's what made them get into that shootout.
Yeah. So, to answer your question, do I think that their Super Bowl chances are not there? I honestly don't know how to answer that because I want to say no, but part of me is also like, now you got to look at the Patriots right now. You like look at the Bears, like, Carolina, dude. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, yeah,
Like these teams that we were throwing by the wayside, or at least I was throwing by the wayside. Now they're having this resurgence and being such a strong team. If they continue that, I worry for Detroit, especially with those salary, with the salaries and whatnot. But I don't think it's close just yet. I think if they can get everything figured out, maybe buffer a little bit at defense as much as they can, depending on how that salary stuff does work out.
Hmm.
Um, I think that they can still be in contention.
Right.
I do definitely think that they can still be in contention. I think let's just call this an anomaly year, maybe.
Yeah, no, I'm just waiting for them to make that next big step.
I think the thing is though is like last year I felt like they were the team,
Oh yeah.
and
Until
then this year it feels like it was such like a if to me it felt like a steep drop off.
yeah, a little steeper than we're used to because usually over the past couple of years they've been the one really controlling the NFC North
Hmm.
and a tough NFC North at that. So, but yeah, it's been, now it's different. Now it's Chicago, now it's Green Bay. Those are the ones,
Yeah,
they're the ones
yeah,
right as of right now. So
and even Green Bay is like a little bit.
a little
What are they, number
shaky.
7 right now?
Yeah, they're number seven right now.
Yeah.
It sucks too because of them losing Jordan Love against
Yes.
Chicago because
Yes.
Jordan Love looked like he was like starting to get ready to cook because they
Hmm.
were moving the ball. They just couldn't figure out how to capitalize and get into the end zone. So that's a tough one right there. But they do have Malik Willis, and Malik Willis played a great game. He
Malik
played
Willis, he's nice, bro.
yeah, he played a great game. The Bears just ended up having the right plays at the right time because I think the projected win probability with like 2 minutes left when they were down, they were like somewhere like the single digits. Like it didn't even
Oh,
look possible. So,
but you see, that's what I mean.
but
Like,
that's why we played the
I feel
game.
like a lot of that has to deal with like how we looked at Chicago as well, too. Like, you know what I mean? Just how we expected them to play. I don't know. That's just how I feel. And for them to actually come through and win that game in overtime,
Yeah,
that is a step up that I think for them.
that's big time growth. Big
Yes.
time growth.
Yes.
Um, some clinching scenarios that just happened. So with the Lions losing to the Steelers, that allowed the Bears and the Niners to actually clinch playoff spots.
Hmm.
And then with the Colts losing to the Niners, that allowed the Bills, the Jaguars, and the Chargers to clinch playoff spots.
Wow. Okay.
The Steelers, if they win this week coming up against the Browns, they end, or even if the Ravens lose to the Green Bay Packers this upcoming week, they're in as well.
Something else I wanted to talk to you about is what do you real quick, we could mention it real quick. What do you think of where Baltimore is going to be at in this offseason?
You want to know what's funny? I was just about to ask about them because I wanted to get to that Patriot game as well. I don't know. That's a really good question.
I
Lamar
think go
Lamar.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna narrate a little bit. Lamar left out the game for those who don't know in the second quarter, with the back injury. He took a knee to the back as he was trying to get down, after a scramble. Um, One thing that pissed me off once again for the Ravens, and it's the reason why I don't think the Ravens will get to the Super Bowl and they will not win one with this team or with this structure. Why in the world do you not have your closer in Derrick Henry when you don't have Lamar Jackson for the rest of the game? You don't have your closer Derrick Henry for the last 12 minutes and 50 seconds of the game. He had 18 carries, 128 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He was averaging 7 yards per carry. There is no excuse. He had one fumble. He had one fumble, but there's still no excuse at all. And it was only his third fumble of the season, which is a season high, by the way. But there's no excuse. 128 yards for 2 touchdowns, and you're averaging 7 yards per carry.
And then for at the 12-minute mark of the fourth quarter,
You
that's a
don't have
long
him.
time.
You don't have him in. And remember, the Patriots were down 11.
Yes. So how do you not continue to run the ball? Take the time off the clock and still get the yardage that you need. That's why I
Exactly.
was asking you now, do you think Harbaugh's time is
Terrible.
finished? Do you
It
think
might
Harbaugh's
be.
time is finished in Baltimore? Because I think it is.
I
I
think
think
it's.
that they've given him too many chances now, and he's not getting over the hump. Albeit, yes, to injuries and whatnot, but to me, I don't think that that team can get it done under him anymore.
I don't think so either. I'm being honest with you. I don't believe so either. I don't know who would come in
Hmm.
because he's been there for such a long
So
time. He is the
long.
culture there. So I think that would probably be something that they'll have to discuss amongst themselves in the front office. But yeah, I don't believe in it because every time they get to a crucial point or they get to a point where, they need to run out the clock or they need to do this, do that, for some unknown reason, they deviate from their plan that they've been doing all game that has been working literally all game. And then out of nowhere, and then they sit there and wonder, damn, I wonder how we lost. Well, because you decided not to stick to the plan.
And how many times have we had to say that though in crucial games now?
Yeah, like
You
think about
know?
think about going back to what was that a couple years ago when they hosted the Houston Texans and they looked phenomenal and everyone's like, oh man, this is the year, this is the year. And then what happened that next week? They have Kansas City coming in, and for some unknown reason, like I said again, they pulled back on the run game, and this is before they even got Derrick Henry, by the way.
This is just they
They
were just a
pulled
shell of themselves.
they pulled back from the run game and they decided and they felt and it was as if they wanted Lamar Jackson to meet Patrick Mahomes in his own playground, in his own
Yes.
playing field. And that's not what he does.
Mm-mm.
He's sitting there, you know what I mean? Like I'll never forget. How do you drop back and you sit there for mad long when there's only one linebacker in the game?
Yeah, I don't get that. I really don't. There's a lot of questions that need to be said, that need to be questioned
Right.
just because of like there's too many times where they're deviating from a game plan in such important moments of a game or just even at the start of a game.
Yeah.
You can very clearly see, okay, you're starting off running and then it's just like that's it.
Yeah.
And then like it's not even like to say like we know Lamar for his running, but his running is what creates the passing.
Right.
And it's almost like it's like I don't even know if I should blame might be the wrong word, but I'm gonna use that word right now. Is that a little bit of Lamar's fault for trying to battle Patrick Mahomes like that? You know what I'm saying?
Possibly too, yeah. Possibly. I don't know. It's just it's yeah, that's a tricky situation
Hmm.
that
And they need to get rid of Mark Andrews. I'm done with him. I'm done with him. I'm done with him. I'm done with him. That boy threw the ball at the end of the second quarter. Did you see that? Oh my good. I'm done with him. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. Not anymore. He done done too many things that's super questionable. I'm done
They
with him.
they have a too talent. Their talent. Their team is too talented for them to look this out of place.
Yes.
Basically, the Niners. That's another team. I feel like that's another team that I feel like we're not talking about. 11-4 right now. Brock Purdy against the Colts, 25 or 34, 295 yards, 5 touchdowns. He looked
Yeah.
unstoppable.
Yeah.
C-Mac, 21 carries, 117 yards, and then 2 touchdowns through the air. George Kittle, before he had his ankle injury in the third, 7 receptions, 115 yards, and a touchdown.
Looking like the 49ers of old. And quiet 11-4. That's the
Yes,
thing.
yes.
That's the thing.
You know what the crazy thing is? The reason why they're so quiet is because the Rams and the Seahawks are literally
Yes.
doing the same thing that they are. That
Yes.
that division is so scary,
That
man.
division is nasty, man. And it's
Division is
crazy to see
so
because I would have
scary.
never expected that from that division.
No, no, no. I thought like the Niners, I thought they would be good this year, but I didn't think that they'd be this good this year. Same thing
Nah,
with the
me neither.
Seahawks. Same thing
Mm-hmm.
with the Seahawks. Like the Rams, I kind of expected because I we know who the Rams have. They think about it.
Yes.
The Rams were the closest team last year to beat the Eagles in the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
playoffs. Other than that, the Eagles steamrolled everybody. So I
Mm-hmm.
kind of expected that from the Rams. But to see the Niners come back to life the way that they are, see Robert Saleh have that defense once again humming, just like he did
Yes.
before he had left for the Jets job, which is amazing. And then, we've always talked about the Seahawks already. Sam Darnold, in my opinion, you got to put some respect on his name now because he's more than deserved his name to be put out there with some respect on it. So
MVP conversations or nah?
I don't see why not.
I don't see why. I'm glad you said that because I don't see why not
I
either.
don't
I
see
think
why
he
not.
should be in that
I
conversation.
think he's in the conversation. Do I think he wins? No. I think that's
Hmm.
up to Matt Stafford and Drake May, who by the way,
Oh.
Drake May just had his first 300-yard game against the Ravens when they were coming back from their 11-point deficit. So
Hmm.
that's who I think it's really between as of right now.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out to that. Shout out to that. Okay.
Indeed, indeed. Just a couple of injury updates. So Gardner Minshew, she's back up. is out for the season with a knee injury. So the Chiefs are on their backup to backup. JJ McCarthy will miss the Christmas game against the Lions with a hairline fracture in his hand. That boy can't stay healthy.
Not at
Mhm.
all.
That boy cannot stay healthy. Still listening out for Jordan Love to see how he will be with his concussion. Hopefully he can
Mhm.
come back and play the Ravens. I think they played him Saturday night.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah. Only a couple more. Like I said, there's only a couple more spots left. So in the NFC South is still being fought over for Carolina and Tampa. Um, Green Bay and Detroit are still fighting for that last spot. And then for the AFC, Pitt and the Ravens are still fighting for that AFC North spot. And then Houston and Indianapolis are fighting for the that last seventh spot as of right now.
I can't lie to you. Who Carolina and who were fighting?
Carolina and Tampa. They remember they play each other last game of the season.
Oh, and that be that's gonna be like that's an important game, obviously.
Big time, yeah.
Um, I actually kind of hope Carolina wins.
I low
Honestly,
key, I do
I
too.
don't think Tampa Bay is deserving of it. I'm gonna be so honest with you.
I do know Tampa Bay has the Dolphins coming up this weekend, and then Carolina actually will be hosting Seattle this weekend. So yeah, we'll
Oh,
see how that goes.
that's even a big game as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, because Seattle needs to keep winning in order for them to have a number one seed.
And then Carolina is just right there on the heels of everybody right now, and it's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm surprised by Carolina. I'm honestly mad as hell too. How
The cra-
Carolina get what?
crazy thing is, if Carolina wins, they will be hosting a playoff game.
What?
Hosting a playoff game.
Meanwhile, the Giants they ain't throw a pass play all first quarter.
I'm about to say, didn't what's my boy name? Didn't Dart end with like 40 yards or something like that?
I don't even want to talk about it. Yes, yes.
To confirm your suspicion.
How do you not throw? Yo, they were just running the ball, running the ball, running. I cut the game off. I cut the game off. It was boring.
I was like, damn, is his arm okay? He tore his rotator cuff or something? Like, let's go, my
Why keep
boy.
him out there then? You better throw Jameis in that thing. Come on.
At that point.
No, y'all, they
But
trying
nah,
to
you
keep that
could
number
you
one
could
pick.
clearly see, I was about to say you could clearly see what that was about.
Yes, yes,
They was
yes, dude.
they wasn't even trying to hide it. All right, y'all. We gonna go out here, we gonna take this out.
Yo, nah, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Being underneath Carolina, I think should that is bottom of the barrel. I'm sorry. I think
Do,
that they should be everybody should be fired. You're under Carolina.
do you know who y'all play this upcoming weekend?
Carolina. No, 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 no. Nah, I don't know. And I don't know, yeah, if I want to know. So I'm scared.
It's
Who?
a team that you're fighting the number one pick for.
Um
You know who they are. Tom Brady owns the team now. Minority owner.
Las Vegas.
Yes.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh God. They gonna mess around and win that game on oh God. Oh no.
Hey,
No.
I'd be careful with the Raiders, bro, because they played Houston tough.
Man, nah, honestly, I hope the Raiders win so they don't get the number one pick. But they don't
Eh,
even honestly,
you
I
don't
can't
even
even
need it, low key.
I'm gonna be so serious and I'm gonna touch on this real quick. I don't think the number one pick is that important in football.
Not right now, at least. At least not for this class, in my opinion. Yeah, because I don't think you guys need Fernando Mendoza, who is
Exactly.
projected to be number one pick, rightfully so.
And then
But
but like, just in the NFL in general, it's like a lot of these great players are drafted later on in the draft too.
you
You
know, your
know,
your your big your big time role players have went up. What I've always learned are drafted between rounds 3 and 5 for the most
and I
part.
think that those players are the ones that win you a championship, in my opinion.
They sure are. They sure
Yes,
are. Unless you have like, an anomaly pick in the first round, that's gonna change everything.
but it's not like the NBA or something like that. You know what I'm
Right, right,
saying?
right, right. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can still get a solid franchise player in round 7,
Mm.
round 6.
Yeah, surprisingly so, right?
You know.
But yeah, yeah, this
We're gonna
upcoming
get the number
week.
one pick to draft a defensive tackle or offensive lineman left guard again. Watch. I'm telling you, man. I can't with it. I'm telling you.
Either that or you get a sweet deal with someone who needs that number one pick.
We need a wide receiver. There's a whole bunch of things we need. We'll get into that in another episode, I think,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I
that'd
don't
be
got the energy to talk about them right now.
yeah, no, we don't even have the time to do that either. So
Yeah.
yeah, moving on to college football. So like I said, this past week was the first round of the playoffs and oof, let me tell you something.
Let me tell
Number
you something.
number 9 Alabama versus number 8 Oklahoma. Wow. Oklahoma gets off to a big start, goes up 17-0 in the second quarter. Um on a 4th and 2 that Bama needed. I wasn't even sure what to do if I was the coach, if I was Kalen DeBoer. I was like, man, do I kick it just for the easy points, just to get our team on the board? But they decided to go for it. The freshman Brooks, shakes off a couple of tackles, and then after that, reaches into the end zone, which then starts putting pressure on Oklahoma. Then on the next, I believe on the next series, Oklahoma's punter mishandles the punt, gets blocked.
Yes.
Next thing you know, what's it called? Bama gets a field goal. They cut it from 17 to 10. Next possession after that, Mateer throws a pick six. Now we're at a
Yeah,
tie
oh,
ball
that
game.
big thing. Now we talking, boy.
The momentum, the amount of times we've watched games and you see momentum shift, I don't think I've ever seen nothing like that where the momentum continuously just shifted. It was one thing after the
After
other. I
another.
remember somebody tweeting saying it's gonna have to take it in an epic collapse for Oklahoma to lose this game.
And
And
that's
it all
exactly what
happened.
happened.
It happened within 10 minutes though.
Now.
That's the crazy part. That was the scary part. It happened within 10 minutes. Then after that, Ty Simpson in the beginning of the third quarter, Ty Simpson throws a dime to Brooks again, 24 to 17. Then after that, Oklahoma was finally able to get on the board again as they scored 30 on a 37-yard pass, 27 to 24. But then after that, Bama scored again and then put the game away at
I
that
mean,
point, tying the largest comeback in college football playoff history by being down 17.
yo, let me just say shout out Ty Simpson. Shout out all of those wide receivers on Bama. I'm gonna say, and I have to give special credit to those wide receivers right now because I was worried that they couldn't create space. I was worried that they weren't be able to just actually. I was questioning them a
I
lot,
was
as
I
well
was
as Ty
worried.
Simpson.
I was more so worried about the drops. That was
Yes,
my problem because
yo, but
Brian Williams, who had a spectacular year last year, he almost leads the nation in drops.
and but for them to play that the way that they played, like it was like they was one for everybody and everybody for one. Like it's what it
Hmm
felt like. You know what I mean?
Big.
When homeboy went up and he
Oh,
grabbed.
Bernard. When Bernard went up and caught that over top of dude, I was like, ooh,
Yo,
ooh.
are you kidding? That was everything I need to know. Okay, this is the Bama that we've been waiting to see.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the
They
Bama that we've been wanting to see.
Yeah, I think one thing that I've noticed with Bama over this whole year is that they get off to slow starts, which was something that worried me coming
Yeah,
into this. And but they just figured it out, which is big time. And now they have a date with Indiana and
which
the
is
Rose
oh
Bowl, which is
Lord.
going to be crazy in my
Don't
opinion.
let them be Indiana, son. Oh my God.
Yeah, if they beat
Don't let
Indiana.
I will get on this podcast and I will do something crazy. I promise you guys. Because they got like number nine versus a number one, and like them actually like going in there because of the way Bama has looked over the past, like you know what I'm saying?
Month.
That yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
with
gonna
them.
be
I'm with them.
done.
I'm riding with them for the rest of this for the rest of the college football playoffs now. I really am.
I know
Trust.
you are. I know you are, and I don't blame you. Number 10 Miami defeats number 7 Texas A&M 10-3. Um, something crazy happened. So Malachi Tony, who's a freshman phenom who everyone loves, wide receiver for Miami, fumbles the ball with 7 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, and he's down on himself. He's pissed. Next thing you know, he ended up making up for it, and he scores the go-ahead touchdown with 1:45 left to go in the fourth quarter. That just shows, just keep your head in the game right there.
No,
Like for
and
me.
shout out to his friend too, his boy that's on that same team that came over to the
Oh, it was
sideline,
it was
picked
a
his
lot
head
of
up.
them. it was a lot of them that came over to him and told
Yes.
him like don't even
Yes.
worry
That's
about
what
it.
you
Like
need.
we
Yes.
got it. We got it. Uh A&M quarterback Marcel Reed, he threw an interception at the end of the game, trying to score a touchdown. Yeah, Texas A&M just didn't have it at all. Miami controlled the line of scrimmage. Let's talk about that real quick. Miami's controlled the
Mhm.
line of scrimmage, not only on the offense, but on the defense side. Bro, Miami's running back, Mark Fletcher Jr., 17 carries, 172 yards, 10 yards per carry.
That's disgusting.
A&M alone as a team had 89 rushing yards, 2.5 yards per carry.
Oh my God.
One person did all the damage basically for Miami. All they had to do was just capitalize on their field. Another thing, everyone kept missing field goals. Both kickers kept
Yo,
missing field goals.
yo,
I'm sitting there, I'm like, we gotta start checking FanDuel accounts.
yo,
We need to start checking phones when these guys walk into the building. Because what in the world is going on here? Did they have a
yo.
pack? Did they have a pack?
They all in it together, son. They finna make some millions off of each other.
Oh
Nah.
my goodness, that was just horrible. But yeah,
Yo,
Miami
shout
goes
out
in.
Miami though for being able to come into
Kyle
Kyle
Field,
Field
yes.
and doing what they did. Because we said last week was like, if they can come in and do that, what?
And now they have a date with Ohio State down in the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, that's oh my goodness.
That one's going to be fun.
Yes.
That one's going to be fun. Moving on to Tulane, getting beaten up by Ole Miss. Ole Miss literally scored their first touchdown in less than a minute. That was a playoff record, by the way. With 59 seconds. Tulane didn't score a touchdown until 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter,
Oh
and I
my
think that's all
God.
you need to know. That's all you need to know.
That's
41 to
it.
10 was the game, and yeah, that's all you need to know. Like I said, Oregon beats Ole Miss faces off against Georgia in the I forgot what bowl it is, but yes, they face off
That'll
against
be such
Georgia.
an interesting game, man.
Yeah, yeah, it's a rematch from earlier this year.
Okay.
Um, Ole Miss actually almost had them too. They lost by a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. So
Okay.
yeah, that would definitely be a fun game. Yep, down in the Sugar Bowl. Number five, Oregon beats number 12 JMU, 51 to 34. Oregon got off to a hot start, 34 to 6 in the first half. Dante Moore, like I said he was gonna show off 19 for 27, 313 yards, four touchdowns, two interceptions. So he had did his thing. They let JMU fought back. I ain't gonna lie,
They
they
did.
fought back in that second half, but Oregon was just out in front by too much. Like I said, too much firepower for JMU to go
Hmm.
off against. So that one was a tough one. But now Oregon has a date with Texas Tech in the Orange Bowl.
Yeah, that's wow. I actually think Oregon is gonna blitz them low key.
Really? Because Texas Tech got a tough defense, man.
I don't know, man.
Texas Tech got a tough defense. Their front four ain't no joke, and them linebackers is tough too.
So
You
they got
seen
to
what they
be able
did
to get
against
to the
BYU?
quarterback.
You seen what they were able to do against
Hmm.
BYU?
Yes, yes.
But yeah, both teams are sure that they could win in ugly fashions and in
Hmm.
blowout fashions as well. So.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, very interested to see how that will go too. But yeah, no, we'll preview them next week
but
before the games. Most def.
oh
But
yeah, definitely do our little picks and whatnot.
yep, most definitely. But this is our episode for this week. Hope you guys have a
Ooh.
Merry Christmas. Hope you guys, are able to sit in front of the TV and watch some basketball. Because I tell you one thing, the football games this year on Christmas are going to be absolute trash. I'm not going to get into them. I'm gonna be honest with you. But anybody playing that's worth anything, Cowboys and
Yeah.
Commanders, they're both out.
Ah.
Lions and Vikings. Vikings don't even have their starting
Nah.
quarterback. And then after that, you have Broncos and the Chiefs. Chiefs are on their third
Nah.
quarterback.
Yeah. I'll be watching
Exactly.
basketball all day.
Exactly, because in basketball you got the Knicks and Cavs. Then after that you have the Spurs and Thunder.
Oh
Then
my God. Yes.
Mavs and Warriors, Rockets, Lakers. Then after that nightcap is Timberwolves, Nuggets. So you got
Oh.
nothing but heavy hitters all day
Hey, we
long.
know. Hey, Christmas belong to the NBA, bro. That's it. That's it. I'm
Always,
I'm a stand behind that all day.
always same here, same here. But till next week, I'm your host Cam Silver,
I'm your co-host Kyle Silver.
and this is the Silver Boys. Merry
Thank
Christmas.
you. Merry Christmas.